included in your impeachment complaint is the alleged ordering and enabling of the kidnapping and surrender of former President Rodrigo Duterte to the International Criminal Court.
Yes.
What evidence would you present here?
Oh, there are public documents, and in fact, the better characterization is that there's an absence on the part of government and a particular operative act that they could have resorted to. Let me explain that. Now, it was arguable at first whether the International Criminal Court had a standing warrant against former President Duterte, but by March 11, if memory serves, last year, the warrant was already made public. And here's the surprising thing: the following day, it was already whisked away to The Hague. Now, what I'm trying to say is that on the assumption that that warrant is valid, let's just say it's valid, it is incorrect for government to immediately enforce that ICC warrant without resorting to local processes, such as securing, for instance, a local warrant for the arrest of former President Duterte. I'll tell you this, you don't even have to take my word for it. Even if I had a civil case filed in, say, the District Court of California, and I won there, and there are properties that could be enforced here in the country, I cannot just use that order and enforce it here in the country. I need, in fact, to file a complaint for enforcement of a foreign judgment. You just can't impose a foreign, in this case, an international court's order or a warrant, just like that, without resorting to our local courts, which are still fully functioning. So it's more a case of that inaction. Now, what makes it impeachable, Gretchen, is that the mandate of the president is to ensure that the laws are faithfully executed. Now, one of the fundamental rights of any individual, former president or not, is the right to due process, a constitutional right to due process, that no person shall be deprived of life, liberty, or property without due process of law.
But isn't this the subject already of a Supreme Court case filed by, I think, the Vice President and her family? Kumbaga parang wala pang desisyon doon yung Korte Suprema. And so, we're not going to get an answer on this. I know, that's a long debate.
There is a parallelism to that. Because some critics some learned individuals in the community are saying that this might be akin to an extradition. It's not exactly extradition, because an extradition, you have a requesting state asking a requested state for the surrender of the person of within their territory or jurisdiction to the requesting state's jurisdiction to be tried or to continue a sentence. That's not the case here, because it's the ICC, not a state that's requesting the surrender of former President Duterte. And I'm also aware that in the twin cases of Secretary of Justice versus Lantion, the Supreme Court had said that, pardon me, that an extraditee is not entitled to notice during the evaluation stage. I get it. It makes sense. I mean, that would be an incentive for flight. But you cannot...
As is what is happening to Senator Bato de la Rosa, who cannot be found.
Yeah, exactly. You hit the nail on the head. I mean, that's precisely what incentivized him perhaps to hide from authorities, but that's a different story altogether. I'm not concerned with him. But the point is this, even within that parallelism, yeah, true, it incentivizes flight, right? But you cannot dispense with the process altogether. You still have to resort to local remedies. You cannot just pluck out a former president from his seat and place him on a plane to The Hague, which is exactly what happened here. We're not saying that he should not be held accountable. What we're saying is that there's nothing that prevented government from resorting to all these mechanisms.
That's true, but that's already in the Supreme Court. Why include it in the impeachment complaints?
No, because whatever is... to be candid, I have not read the petition of the Duterte family on this particular matter. But here's the thing, Gretchen. Whatever it was filed with the Supreme Court, if best case is a reversal of the act, it does not effectuate the exacting of accountability from a sitting president. It might result in the reversal of the act. It might result in the declaration that the act was illegal. But it does not directly exact accountability from the very person helming the executive department, helming our government, because of what was done. And it is no secret that the executive was behind this particular act of whisking the former president away to The Hague.